I don't.
So
I don't
if
know
Scotty,
that.
if Scotty does happen to have any French blood, I say Ross. But unfortunately, I don't think Scotty is French at all. So I'm gonna have Scotty taking it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. It just overall seems. It seems like Scotty's generally a consistent player, but he's been known to have a few problems with some things in any percent.
Yeah, any percent is a pretty volatile category.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, even though Scotty does have the record in it, he hasn't ran it as much as, you know, people like Ross, who may end up being more consistent in this scenario.
Yeah, if Ross wasn't spending so much time playing Super Metroid, I'd be with you on that one. But
yeah,
Ross has been going hard on Super Metroid randomizer tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well for himself.
Yeah, true that, but Super Metroid's a very different speed run.
Yeah.
You know, we can kind of see that a little bit in Ross's platforming being perhaps not quite as crisp as Scotty's here at the start. But otherwise, Ross certainly is more familiar with the category. He's been playing it for longer. But we'll see. We'll see if that knowledge and experience is enough to put him ahead of Scotty's just raw skill at the game. First trick here, the charge worm doubles. Scotty didn't get it. Don't think Ross got it either. Oh,
Ross does get the second one.
And Scotty got the spikes.
Oof.
Spikes.
That's a huge time loss. That'll be roughly 6 seconds over Ross. Although he does get drops, which is good.
Yeah,
no
the nice
RNG
thing about
to beat.
spikes, yeah, is that you'll almost always have full missiles at this point. Ross got good luck, so Scotty doesn't even have that over him.
Coming up on Hive Room, not a very fun place to be.
Yeah, Hive Room's not the most fun.
Yeah, lots of things can go wrong, but hopefully these two are experienced enough. They shouldn't have any issues. Ross getting through perfectly fine. And as is Scotty.
Yeah, it's always nice to see everyone getting through Hive Room without trouble. It's not really a difficult room per se. It's just the sort of room where mistakes can pile up really, really easily.
Yeah, bugs can kind of just eat one of your missiles, or you could just take a hit and fall. So I mean, although it doesn't happen like most often, the times that it does happen, it can lose a lot of time early on.
Yeah, Scotty took a hit there. That could be important. They're both going to be trying to keep full health here, as full health makes missile drops more likely, and they want to skip a refill later on, and they need missiles to do that. Well, more importantly, health. But whew, those bugs were nice to Ross.
Wow.
And Scotty got some good bugs too. Wow.
Yeah, very good bugs for both of them there. But thankfully, this isn't 100%, so we don't have to spend much more time in Brinstar. They just kind of get bombs and immediately rush to Norfair to pick up Power Grip.
Yep. Norfair is not an area we see very much of in any percent. It's kind of funny. You just more or less just go get Power Grip, and then you go straight to Ridley.
Yeah, I mean, Norfair in this run is essentially just a means of getting to different places. You don't really do much there.
Yeah, the only upgrades we pick up are Ice Beam, High Jump,
and High Jump. Yeah.
And there's a couple of missile tanks we'll get.
That are just along the way.
Yep. And Norfair actually, normally it has like a ton of missile tanks. It's got Screw Attack, Wave Beam, all sorts of nice goodies are in Norfair, and we just kind of avoid all of them in this category. So Scotty's actually in kind of a rough spot right now. Okay, he's fine. 99 and 1 is an alright health and ammo count. Ross is doing a bit better at 99 and 5.
Yep, as long as you have full health, the missile drops come a lot more often, so...
Yes. This first long room that they'll be visiting in Norfair, I lost track of that sentence. This first long room can be really generous with missiles. Ross is deciding not to farm too many of them, but he's still got a few. Let's see how the luck is for Scotty. Scotty's still lagging a little behind on missile drops, but overall they're both in good positions to skip this refill coming up. The magic number is gonna be excuse me, the magic number is gonna be it's gonna be between 12 and 17. I guess there are multiple magic numbers in this particular circumstance. It's not really one. The magic range is gonna be 12 to 17. Given that this is a race, 12 is a bit aggressive, 17 is usually pretty safe. But,
yeah, you definitely want to be on that higher end, especially in a race.
Absolutely. I mean, Ross knows that Scotty has the better PB here. So if you're Ross, maybe you'll want to risk it. Try going for the skip at 12 or 13 missiles. He's got a ton of missiles, so I don't actually think that's going to come into play here. And if you're Scotty, maybe you'll want to play it safe. But Scotty also had a really rough Brinstar compared to Ross, so he might just go for it, even if he's on the lower end of that range. Oh, Ross failing the bomb jump.
And Scotty gets it and ends up pulling ahead because of it.
Yeah, that's the only real infinite bomb jump that we'll see in this run. Bomb jumps are not quite as useful as they are in Hundo. Ross getting the good ripper patterns. Okay.
Scotty getting a slightly better one on that second ripper, just being able to jump over it.
Ross had to wait a little bit for it to get out of the way. Ross going for the fancy little morph there, but not getting it. So let's see. Scotty's got 12, Ross has 16. Scotty's opting to forego some missile drops here. So
Interesting decision.
Yeah, he might not have realized that he's actually ahead right now. So he might be thinking, you know what, I can't afford to go back for missile drops.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
13 is definitely doable, but it's a little tight, so
yeah.
Not sure if he's going to opt to refill or not.
I don't think we'll see him refill at this point. I think, if anything, we'll see him opt to get the missile tank down at the bottom of the Norfair shaft early. That's definitely more what I would expect. Ross is actually down some health. That's not good.
Yeah, Scotty ended up getting another missile drop from one of the Novas, so 15 is definitely very workable here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ross is in actually kind of a sketchy spot right now because he's not at full health. Oh, Scotty. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. I fully expect to see Scotty getting the missile tank early at this point.
Alright. Both avoiding the very long Joseph statue cutscene, thankfully.
Yeah, that cutscene takes a long time.
Scotty taking that really shortcut, a little bit safer.
Yep.
Not a bad choice.
Ross getting the slightly better pattern. But I think we're going to see Scotty get this missile tank right here, because he's not at full health.
Yep, there it is. Oh!
Okay, Scotty.
I opted to grab the health drop instead.
If you're doing that, I mean, I feel like you may as well get the missile tank right there, but alright. And he's short. He's short two. No, sorry, one missile. He's short.
Yeah, very unfortunate drops there, but Ross has 27 going into this cocoon fight, which is a ton.
Scotty's got a fancy new cocoon strat here. And and it looks like it's actually going a lot rougher for him than the traditional strat that Ross is showing off here.
Yeah, it looks like he got blocked by a couple of the spores, so he had to opt to wait a little bit to shoot his last couple missiles.
Yeah, I mean, I really gotta question Scotty's plays there. Like, he went right to the missile tank. He was right there, and I don't know why you wouldn't get it. And then that cocoon strat, like, the cocoon strat didn't seem like it really worked out for him at all. But Scotty is doing the JBJ there. See the bomb jump? The JBJ being the jump bomb jump. So you jump and lay a bomb in midair and then jump and morph on top of it. So let's see what happens to these guys in Side Hopper Room.
Scotty's is definitely going to be very interesting considering he has no missiles. So
Yeah.
normally runners opt to missile at least one of the side
Like we
hoppers.
saw Ross trying to do there. Scotty got through that pretty nicely though.
Yeah, he only took 2 hits, I think, which is really good.
Yeah. Both of them actually did a really good job with that. Scotty, oof, scared me a little bit there. You really don't want to fall down in that room. So Ross is just about 2.5 seconds ahead coming into supers. But
Scotty will save just that fraction of time on that refill, though.
Ross!
Oh no!
Let's see, Ross is actually pretty good with this backup, so we'll see if he can pull it off. Well, I say Ross is generally good with this backup.
Even if he is generally good, this backup is still very difficult.
Yeah, he got it, but that's
a
really
huge time
bad.
loss. That is definitely one of the worst mistakes you can make in an 90% run.
Yeah, like
Especially against a runner of Scotty's caliber.
Yeah, the first about 15 minutes or so of any percent are generally pretty safe and straightforward. There's definitely a few things that you can do that'll make it dangerous. And it looks like we're seeing Scotty go for one of them.
Scotty did get the refill glitch.
Yep. So what that means is that Scotty's not going to get the second E-tank behind Ridley. Which I wouldn't really expect, but one E-tank Ridley is a little risky. I mean, you don't have a lot of room for error here. Like, if he does the fight properly, he should finish with, 34 health. Most of the time you see people finishing the fight with 19 health. Ross is doing the single tank as well, which I really can't blame him for, considering, like, I'm sure
especially
he knows
with
he's
that
behind
mistake.
it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So let's see.
Looks like he took it very safe, waiting a little bit extra.
Yep.
Scotty, meanwhile, leaving Ridley with full supers, which is definitely a good thing to see. It means he does not have to farm the owls on the way out. Same thing with Ross here. Scotty also opting to skip this E-tank as well. So we see him pulling out all the stops just to secure that ever little bit of time save over Ross here.
Yep. That 4 supers is what we want to see because we need those for Kraid.
Ross opting to pick up that second E-tank even though he knows he's behind.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess, I'd say his thought process is basically, after that mistake, that's an interesting farm strat from Scotty, just netted him all health though. Which he already had a good amount of, I'm not sure why he actually did that. But, yeah, so I think Ross is probably thinking something along the lines of Scotty dying is really his big hope at this point. Oh yeah, his missile count too, that's a good point I'd forgotten about. Going the top route requires using some missiles, and Ross really doesn't have a lot of those. Oh, Ross.
So now, the runners will be heading out to pick up high jump, and then basically just right out of Norfair, and we never come back here.
pretty much. High jump is one of those items that, like, it looks out of the... Oh, Ross. Oh, man. It looks really out of the way, and it is, but it saves you time every single time you make a jump. And there's a ton of jumping in this run.
Yeah, I think we timed it not too long ago. It brings it about even, but it's just such a quality of life thing that there's really no reason not to pick it up.
It is absolutely upright faster to pick up high jump. What was even is getting high jump before Ridley or after Ridley.
Oh, yep.
Scotty going for the spring ball strat. Not quite getting it. Look, we're coming up to the main gatekeeper of this category, really, the acid worm skip. It's something that troubles beginners and experienced runners alike. So we'll see. We'll see if either of these guys have any trouble with it. Scotty,
we'll see if Ross's trusty one bomb acid worm skip will come in clutch for him this time.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. The traditional method for doing the acid worm skip was the one bomb method, and then someone came up with a 4 bomb method, which is generally what you see most people do because it's fairly easy. But neither of these runners do the 4 bomb method.
Yeah, we'll see Scotty definitely using his faster ledge grab / jump extend method.
I think we're gonna see Scotty do his standard ledge grab 1 bomb. It's kind of a cool setup.
Oh, yep, there it is. Nails it perfectly.
So let's see if Ross's trusty 1 bomb.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna need to nail it first try if he wants to keep any hope of winning this race alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Oh,
he nails it.
I didn't actually think he would get that, but he did.
Yeah, that was definitely a very close one.
Yeah, good job, Ross. Scotty having to be a little slow through side hopper room due to a lack of missiles, but Ross is going to be in the same situation because his missile count is a bit on the low side. So now, let's see. The Kraid fight.
Don't blink.
Yeah. Shouldn't be any issues here. And there are.
Keyword is shouldn't.
Yep. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen...
There are definitely some people that have
struggle with any percent Kraid before.
Yeah, they've exposed some DLC.
Yep. And the thing about any percent Kraid is if you don't... Nice refill glitch attempt, Scotty. If you don't hit all your supers, you really just don't have any ammo to back it up. Okay, good. Alright, so now it's kind of just straightforward until they get to Torian.
Yep, basically just leaving Kraid and heading straight to Torian through Brinstar. With a nice little few shine sparks in between.
Oh! What are you doing? I think he just rushed his down press just a little bit there.
Yeah, as a side effect of AWS, we have to shine spark across that room, as we don't have zip lines activated. You can bomb jump across it, but it's TAS only. No one will ever pull it off RTA. It's so incredibly stupid. Even
if you could, I'm pretty sure it would be slower than the spark anyway.
Yeah, it would be much slower.
It's not even worth considering in any circumstance. So I think we're going to see Scotty. Yeah, he's not doing Brinstar Super. I don't expect Ross to do Brinstar Super either. So Torian. Torian's one of the more interesting parts of any percent.
Yeah, you need to keep your missile count high if you want to avoid farming at the end of it for Zebetite room.
Yeah, we barely have enough ammo in any percent to do everything we need to do in Mother Brain room. This is not Super Metroid. We can't shoot charged shots at Mother Brain. We have to use only ammo. And we don't even have enough ammo to get right through Mother Brain's room in one go, so we have to rely on either going in, killing some stuff, then farming back up to full and going through again, or you can do Zeb Skip. And Zeb Skip in this game is, what are you doing with your ammo, Scotty? But basically, the idea for ammo usage here in Torian is you want to balance missile and super usage, because if you use too many supers, then you're going to wind up just using a ton of missiles at the end and having a really long farm. If you don't use your supers, you're going to go slow and just be way down on missiles anyway.
Yeah, keeping your missile count high is definitely very important, as well as not wasting all your supers, because you could just get completely screwed over by drops and end up having to farm a lot more at the end of Torian.
Yep, Ross getting grabbed. Getting grabbed is really bad. Not only because it's slow to detach the Metroid, but because it deals a lot of damage. And if you're full on health, Metroids will not drop health. They will only drop missiles or supers. So that grab doesn't only cost you time, it also costs you ammo. So Scotty seems to actually be in a good position here, ammo-wise. Oh, very good. 34 and 4 is a great ammo count. Ross seems like he's not been getting very lucky with the super drops so far. Plus that grab really hurt him. So now Scotty's got to farm back up to full. I fully expect we'll see him do the Zebetite skip. And it's also not like Super Metroid Zebetite skip. It's not particularly easy. So, like, Zebetite skip is a frame-perfect trick in this game. So let's see if Scotty gets it right quick like that. So that's very good for him, because now Ross needs to do it right away. But Ross is getting the 0 mission any percent special of taking 6 years to farm any super drops at all. That's really unfortunate. Oh, there's one. He still needs one more. Scotty's already on his way out of Torian. Oh, Ross. There it is, finally. See if Ross gets a nice quick Zeb skip. And he does. Way to go, Ross.
Yeah, thankfully neither of the runners struggling much with Zeb skip, because that can really ruin some races.
Yeah, it really can. Ross got he got shafted on the super missile drops when he was farming. So I think we're probably gonna see Scotty heal.
Yeah, definitely in this situation, there's really no reason not to.
Yeah, he's got a gigantic lead, and we're through all the hardest parts of any percent. So I would be very, very surprised to see Scotty skip the heal here. Ross, I don't know, I'm on the fence. On the one hand, skipping the heal would save him about 5 seconds, but on the other hand, he's really far behind and there's not a lot of game left. So he might heal just because his only hope at this point is Scotty dying. So this is the suitless section. It's meant to be this really high tension, like, stealth bit where you're kind of constantly on the run from pirates because you can't really do anything with them, so you've got to sneak around, keep them from seeing you, hide in little corners. And in a speed run, obviously that all just goes straight out the window. So it's basically just 6.5 minutes of just straight platforming. Scotty skipping the map, that's good.
It's opting to skip the heal.
I am honestly not sure I agree with that decision here.
Putting himself in a fairly scary spot. Sulis typically isn't that difficult, but
yeah, it's not like
something can go wrong.
Yeah, it's not like it's the sort of thing where he's now like going to be doing anything that's significantly harder. It's just that he has basically no margin for error. Pirates will kill him in one hit here.
Yeah, thankfully we know where every pirate is, but it can still be a little risky. Because, I mean, later on, if you drop one wall jump, you basically die.
Yep.
So.
And pirates will do the same thing every time if you do the same movement. So, provided Scotty makes no mistakes, he's going to be totally fine. Ah, justice. That unspin does not always prevent that ledge grab. No map for either player, that's good. Ross is taking the save. I kind of think I agree with that decision. Because if Scotty does make a mistake and die here in suitless, then it's Ross's game to lose at that point because Scotty has not saved. Nice fast searchlight strat there from Scotty. Kind of abusing the fact that hitboxes in this game are really not actually very good. Alright, so Scotty's about halfway done with suitless at this point, but the ship is the much easier part, I find, overall. The ruins part that he's entering now has, I think, much more potential to go wrong. And then there's also the boss fight at the end of this. Which again, it's not really that hard of a boss fight, but if you've skipped the heal, you really don't have a lot of room for error. Ross not opting to do fast searchlights here. Scotty intentionally getting detected. He's going to try to do a strat called Sam Strat, named after Sam, who you've seen nitpick some of the commentary in the chat, and he gets it.
Yeah, all that does is just avoid an extra dip into a save room, which loses like a second.
Yep, overall, the strat winds up saving about a second, half a second of real time, something like that. It's not a huge deal on normal mode. On hard mode it is, because the save room that Scotty's just passing doesn't exist. So you have to just wait for ages for the alarm to turn off. Ross is heading into the ruins here as well. So this room that Scotty's coming up to here, this is one of the more dangerous rooms. sometimes that pirate that Scotty just ran through, it can decide to just jump straight into you, and it's very, very difficult to react to that in time. Ross going for his own Sam strat here. And doesn't look like he got it, unfortunately, so we're going to see him take a dip into the save room. What are you doing, Ross?
Meanwhile, Scotty is basically done with Sulis. All that is left is the boss at the end of it.
Yep. The Charlie boss fight, as it's affectionately known.
Lots of RNG to be had.
Yep, lots of RNG. This boss, the way this boss works is basically he's holding a little mirror that's got an image of Samus on it, and sometimes a sigil will flash, and you have to shoot the sigil with a charged pistol shot. And the amount of time it takes the sigil to retake is random. So it's a very reaction-heavy boss fight. And unfortunately, the difference between a really good Charlie and a really bad Charlie can be 10 seconds, easily. So let's see what sort of luck Scotty gets here. Yeah, that's pretty slow. Wow, yeah, that was pretty bad. So Ross is going to come up to the Charlie fight here as well, momentarily. Scotty is just getting some absolutely miserable luck.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
About the only good thing about that Charlie fight was that he finished the fight with the boss in a good location. Since the sigil has to move to the bottom right and the boss has to move to the center, that was more or less the best spot you can get. Like, the worst, absolute worst spot is the top left corner. So, Scotty's got the fully powered suit. It's still missing a large number of upgrades, though, so he's not really home free at this point.
Yeah, pirates still do 50 damage a shot, so...
Yep.
Lots of, I don't know, a lot can go wrong, and I mean, if a lot does go wrong, then you end up dying.
Ross do the damage boost strats here, because he's got all the health from healing. On average, that saves time, and his first and third patterns were much faster than what Scotty had. His second one was really bad, and his fourth one, that fourth one was not great either. So not particularly good Charlie fights for either runner, unfortunately. But yeah, Scotty can take 3 hits from pirates. And again, pirates always do the same thing, so provided you don't screw up, you won't have any problems.
Yeah, the main problem will be the final boss that Scotty will be coming up on in the next 5 minutes or so. Although it's a relatively short fight, it'll only take, I think it's 6 supers or like 5 and a couple missiles, but he can still do a lot of damage, and his patterns are mostly random.
I mean, the final boss is really not anything in any percent. Like, unless you're really low on health, all that's going to happen is he's going to wait a random amount of time before swiping his claw at you, and after he does that, you can just kill him.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, Scotty does a fast strat where he doesn't even wait for the swipe. He just goes with the supers, and that can be really fast if you get good luck. And if you don't get good luck, it can wind up being really slow. So he's basically gambling. I don't know if we'll see him do that right now. I think we might. But
if he's this far ahead, I would be surprised if he went for it. But at the same time, he's done things that really shouldn't have if he's this far ahead anyways, so...
Right, like skipping the refill. Ross has that one extra E-tank, so his margin for error is a little higher in this whole section, but so far it looks like neither of them... Oh, Scotty took a hit there, okay. I wasn't sure if he would or not. This is still fine for Scotty. He just kind of missed out on doing the helpful pirate strat. This is the worst room in any percent. But Scotty got through it with a good strat. That room, if that room goes poorly, it's very, very easy to eat 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah, Scotty isn't rocking the best health, but he should be perfectly fine, assuming that his mecha fight coming up goes at least decently well.
Yeah, I don't think he would have that. I don't think he would have any problems with this health.
But this is pretty much Ross's last chance to win this race.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's not much left. Even if Scotty misses Escape Spark 1 or 2 times, I don't think that's enough for Ross to catch up.
Yeah, Ross is definitely a minute plus behind at this point, so it's gonna require a death.
Yeah, Scotty would probably need to die, or have, like, obscene amounts of trouble with Escape Spark, but I really don't see that happening. Yeah, Scotty's just playing it safe. You take the super still. Oh, Scotty. Okay. He does the easy, consistent strat, and...
Still managed to mess it up.
But that's... Oh, Ross taking a hit in that room. That's still not enough for Ross to catch up. Like...
Yeah.
Like, things need to go catastrophically wrong for Scotty in the end here, and there's really not a whole lot left.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the only trick left for Scotty is the escape shine break, which has a pretty easy setup, and I mean, even if you miss it once or twice, it maybe loses 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a high five in that room. It's really not a big deal in any percent, but Scotty does have his problems with it. It's what put him in loser's bracket in the first place. He missed the trick like 3 or 4 times. Scotty, I lost respect for you doing that inferior right side climb. Tisk tisk. He's jumping right into the pirate. Interesting. A little cheeky morph there. Alright, so let's see. Let's see if he can come up with not screwing up Escape Spark. He's taking it real slow. Okay.
Alright, he's got the hard part down.
Yep. Let's see if he opts to take this safe.
Ooh.
Nope.
Alright, very nice.
So that should do it for Scotty.
Yep, all he has left is the Black Pirates, which are honestly pretty hard to mess up.
Yep, and Scotty goes for a faster strat. It's kind of a slight variation of what he does in Hunt, though.
And there it is.
That's Scotty finishing with
GG to Scotty.
Official SRL time of 38:39. That's a pretty solid race time from Scotty. Now Ross is going through his escape now.
Yeah, even if Ross wouldn't have made such a catastrophic mistake in Ridley, as well as had unfortunate RNG in Torian, that would have still been a very difficult time for him to compete with.
Yes, he lost a lot of time in Torian, though.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Ridley and Torian, this was a very good run still.
Yeah, wow, he's going fast on that setup.
Wow!
Nice.
That was really solid.
Escape Spark, Ross. Let's see if he goes fast here. Nope. He does the... Ross! Oh, Ross. He's being a good sport. He's finishing it up. He might have had a sub 40 if he hadn't screwed that up. It would have been close, but maybe. Okay, so instead of just flying through all these rooms, Ross has to just wander through them real slowly. Setting up for the traditional Black Pirate strat. Missing that charge shot at the start really kind of screws it up a bit, but there's that, and Rossu will be finishing with an official SRL time of 40:28. So there is that race. I think that race went similarly to how I was expecting overall.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I didn't really expect Ross falling in Ridley, but in the grand scheme of things, I think that actually winds up being fairly minor. And
Hello, Rossu.
hello, Ross.
What a race.
Wasn't it?
I feel like it could have been a tighter race if I didn't screw up in Ridley.
Yeah, you also got some really horrible super luck in the farm.
That was me trying to push it, being behind, and hoping to get more super drops than I actually did.
Yeah, you overall had a much worse time in Torian than Scotty did.
I don't know. It could have been better if I played normally or conservative in Torian, saving those supers. But that first grab that I got really punished me. And
Yeah,
it was like the only grab too, but it was really early, so. And that was like, that's probably the worst time to get grabbed because you're using supers there, and like, well, no, you're saving supers there because you need it for that big room. So you're using missiles in this long hallway, and then you get grabbed, so you get big health and stuff. So it severely impacted my missile drop, and then I decided to push it by trying to just go fast with more supers, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it happens. It's an unfortunate part of Zero Mission Any Percent.
Yeah, I know people hate Any Percent because of Tyrion and AWS, but it's not that bad once you get the feel for it. But I'm glad that my story in this tournament's come to an end. I can put more focus in this other Pioneer video game that I've been playing.
Yeah, now you can actually sell out really hard.
Alright, let's see here. There's one last thing I gotta do.
Are we about to see what I think we're about to see?
Where is that thing? Alright, there it is. Oh no! It crashed my game! Well, sorry guys, I tried to uninstall MGBA, but it took my capture. It stole my capture, so
Nice.
Well, now you see an orange screen. I'm sorry. But yeah, GG to Scotty. It was a good race, and
only just came through. Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I had fun in this tournament. It was a really long tournament, but we're down to one more race, or potentially two more races, or even three.
3. How would we wind up at 3?
Oh, you're right. It's just 2.
Yeah, just
so really,
Scotty versus Eagle in the finals.
And I'm really excited to see that. So
yep, that should be a good race.
There is a Zero Mission 100% tournament that was announced and is in the sign-up phase. So if you're interested in that, while I am gonna step away from GBA Metroid, that doesn't mean that I can't be convinced to join the tournament. But it's
Ross,
gonna take a lot of convincing.
Ross, join the tournament.
join the tournament,
Ross. Then we can bring back our daily races.
Maybe.
See the return of Circus %.
But yeah, despite the big mistakes that I even had gold splits in this run against Scotty.
Really?
That's
cool.
And it was just Turian. Not Turian. Well, yeah, Turian and Ridley that kind of ruined it for me.
Turian and Ridley were really unfortunate.
But yeah, it's it is what it is, and Scotty's a really good runner, and apparently he's working on his consistency too. And I was hoping that he'd die somewhere in Suitless.
Yeah, I figured that's why you healed.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna there's really not much in terms of movement that I can do at that point, so I'm just gonna hope.
Yep, heal and hope he dies.
Yeah, but that's all I have.
Yep, that's I think that's about all I've got as well. It was a good race from both of you guys.
Yeah, you guys definitely played very well. The entire run, basically.
I probably could have had a 40, a low 40 if I didn't try to space boost.
Oh, is that what you were trying to do? I was wondering.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't have long beam because I was like getting ready for it, and I was like, oh my god. But all in all, I had fun. It was a good race.
Yep. I think that'll do it for me. Any last words, Monkey?
Nope, not really.
All right. I think that will do it for us then. So, have a good day, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep, thanks guys for grand finals will be coming up hopefully within the next week or so.
Hold on, I gotta type in this comment.
Meanwhile, I guess, over on Speed Gaming 1, we have the Link to the Past Super Metroid relay race. There's also a Ocarina of Time randomizer coming up in about an hour on this same channel. And a Super Metroid Randomizer League match starting in a couple minutes here on Speed Gaming 2. So if any of those interest you, check them out.
I wonder who's playing that.
It is Sloter's Mania Cal and Frobber and
Mania Cal.
Yeah.
You gotta read that word one more time.
Okay. I'm not the smartest. But yeah, I mean, either way, I think that's it for us. So thank you guys for watching.
Alright, thanks everyone, and see you next time.